Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with December Traditions, which is the paper crafting YouTubers hop for the month of December, and Stamp It Like It's Hot, which is the monthly hop that we are doing, trying to use stamps and inks. And I do have a stamp, even though our challenge for this month is to stamp directly on the paper with the ink. So I've got a couple of different ink pads that I want to do that with. And for Christmas traditions, this is our annual Christmas tree hunt. It's been a tradition in my family since as long as I can remember, up until I think 2018 or 2019 might have been the last year we went. Or at least as a family. And I am using my Vicky Bouton winter, Lord have mercy, warm wishes, not winter, guys, warm wishes. And I really don't have a ton left. I only have about 4 or 5 full sheets of paper, and a bunch of these kind of embellishments here. I've got a few scraps here that I want to try and use some of those up, some bigger scraps. And oddly enough, I don't think I'm going to use any of the things you see here except for the scraps and that white piece of cardstock. So I'm going to bring some different things in, but I'm hoping to get both of these hops taken care of with some stamping and my family traditions. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my mixed media, my picture. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I'm trying to figure out what I like, and I want to use this red piece of scrap paper as well as some other papers that are in here. I end up putting back everything and pulling out this holly berry or paper, and I'm going to gut that. But then I want to use the white cardstock just to use my ink on. Now, the two inks that I use, oop, I almost dropped one of them. Well, I did drop one of them. The brown is a walnut stain, and then the green I use is rustic wilderness. Thought those were the most appropriate considering I am going with the theme of the trees. And I just smear it across, a little heavier in some places, and then I take a paper towel and just kind of smush, kind of move that around. And really I'm just trying to get any excess off and kind of fill in some spaces. And then I take my black soot with a thumbnail one of the little thumb daubers, and I ink all the way around so that it will stand out really well on that holly paper. So I got that. And then I pull out some scraps, and I'm just going to build a layout or a background for my picture because I don't have a piece big enough that I want to use up. And so I figure if I use enough of my scraps, I can just kind of build one, piece it together, kind of like Frankensteining it, which I like to do. And so now this is a Tim Holtz Ranger stamp that came with my I got a starter kit about a year or two ago. And this is one of the stamps that came with it. And it's a bunch of trees. You can't see it really well. I mean, up close and in person, you definitely can. And maybe when I do the close-up. But I just put it everywhere in the brown and a little up in the green. And then when I pulled my paper back out with my picture on it, I didn't feel like it stood out enough, and especially where the green ink is. So I matted it in black. And I'm going to cover a little bit of that up, like kind of where there's a little bit of a gap here and there with the black. But I get that down there, and then I'm just going to start embellishing with things from the Warm Wishes collection. And I'm trying to get some things used up. I have some kind of random things. I got a bunch of titles from the puffy stickers, and I am going to use at least one of those. But the good thing is, because it's black and white, that will go pretty much with any collection. So I put this Merry Christmas up here at the top, and then I'm going to add a couple words right below it that say Merry Christmas Time Together. I am going to add a little bit more of a title up at the top. And I ended up not planning to, but I ended up doing a diagonal from top left to bottom right. This is the way I typically document and scrapbook. That is why I decided to call my channel Scrapping on the Fly. It's not because I'm scrapbooking as I travel, which I do sometimes though. It's because I don't typically make a plan. I grab things and I sit down and I just kind of wing it. And that's usually the way that I work best. I do use a lot of sketches. for different hops or scrap lifts, things like that. I do love to do that, but I still typically will sit down with maybe a picture in mind, but for the most part, I sit down and just kind of do my thing. That is part of working around ADHD and a hint of OCD. I can't just like gather my thoughts together enough to like get it all on a page. So it's fine. But I usually love the way things turn out and can always make adjustments. I do write the word tradition on there. So loving this tradition. And I have alphas I could have used, but I just really thought using that little tag brings a little more of the red in up to the top. And then I've got the date down at the bottom and some funky different things. I used some of the numbers to say that it's 12/13/2014. And I am thrilled with the way this turned out. You can see the stamping a little bit better right there. Got the ink on there, and I'm documenting the tradition. So I love this. I hope that you will go check out everybody else who is playing along with Stamp It Like It's Hot, as well as Christmas Traditions, which is the paper crafting YouTuber hop. All that information should be below, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. I'd love it if you would give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.